older. Looking at the devil and the angel on my shoulder. Will I die tonight? I don't know, is it over? Looking for my next high, I'm looking for closure. Laying with me, pot with me, get high with me if you're rock.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how are you today? I'm here with my friend Elliot, and this is the first ever episode of NBA, NBT, and this series, the name is... Elliot, take it away. What is the name?
So, fun fact about the name is it took us like maybe not even 5 minutes to think of it. I didn't even think about it. I had a little bit of a weird name, but we're not going to go into that. Jordan came up with it, and it means NBA, no bull talk, because we can't say, we don't want to say swear.
Friendly podcast.
And it's just strictly about the NBA, because it's hot. NBA is popping right now. It's the highest it's ever been in ratings, and it's probably the most popular sport in America now, other than football in February. Alright, so our first topic, our first segment is going to be what's in the now. So anything like big newsworthy, it's like basically open statement to get our throats warmed up. It's not like a debate or anything, it's just like what we think. And
it's
then
not a debate until we have a special guest on this podcast. Anybody could be a special guest. I'll probably post on our Instagram eventually. Anybody could be a special guest. All you gotta do is download Skype, get on the show, talk your part of what you want to say, and then that could be a debate. We'll have like a debate day. I don't know. Like we'll have a set debate day. Like
yeah, well we'll think about that. That's later down the road. But yeah. So this first one's just basically yeah, like I said, any news, and it's just to open up the broad room. And big news is that Jinny Butler trade, and going from the Bulls, traded to the Timberwolves on draft night for Lauri Markkanen and Zach LaVine and Chris Dunn, and then obviously the Timberwolves got Jinny Butler, but now he wants out because a little bit of drama last year at the end of the year with Towns and Wiggins, and that team looked significantly weak when Butler went out. They went from like a 5th seed from a 4th seed to a 5th seed to the strongest 8th seed since the Believe Warriors. Honestly, that team was pretty good. The Rockets, yeah. Lauren's a Rockets fan, so he'll advocate on the Rockets, and you know. But he said he has 3 teams in mind. He says he wants to go to Los Angeles Clippers, the New York Knicks, and Nets. What's your opening statement on that?
Probably the first, okay, definitely not the first. This is an NBA player who is strictly driven by money.
You think?
Of course. He's literally going to the only 3 teams with cap space enough to fit a max cap, a max deal. Like that's literally what he said. So that's what he's looking for at this point in his career. He doesn't care about rings because he said that the Lakers and like them signing LeBron made them less appealing, which literally is like the craziest thing. But he said that made him less appealing, so he's clearly not like Boogie Cousins. He's not out here ring chasing, gonna take a veteran's minimum because he knows he can win a ring. I hope they don't win a ring. Oh my god. But
we'll get to that later.
But yeah, he's definitely just like chasing his money now, which I respect because like that's what drives the world pretty much. So like, Jinny Butler, get your money. No matter what, you're going to be on a terrible team. But, like, I guess as long as you're getting paid and you're the superstar on the team because you're all about the limelight, like, I guess if money and being a superstar and, like, the only person on the team matters to you, then that's what you got to do. Because who's on the Clippers anymore?
Well, their star players, I would think, would be Lou Will, who re-signed for some reason.
DeAndre still?
No, DeAndre is now part of the Mavericks.
Right? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Griffin's gone, Paul is gone, so that whole Lob City team is dismantled. Now they have guys like Tobias Harris and Lou Will and man.
So pretty much he has Lou Will to pass out to when he drives and he doesn't do good.
I mean, like, so you think he's not gonna go to LA? You don't think he's gonna go to the Clippers?
He'll go to the Clippers.
All right, all right.
My thing, I think he's gonna go to the Knicks, or not the Knicks. He's gonna go to the Nets or the Clippers. I know you're a Knicks fan and you want to see him land at the Knicks.
Of course.
But it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen because they have Porzingis, and he's hurt right now. But when he comes back, I know he's gonna have such an effect. And Jinny Butler sees that, and he's gonna be like, no. But if you look at the Nets, which I think is where he's gonna go, Because the Nets have who? They have Richard Jefferson.
D'Lo.
Who?
They have. Oh wait, D'Angelo Russell, Ronnie Hollis Jefferson, who's a a very he's a stretched out guy. He can't really shoot the ball, but he can definitely help out Jimmy B with a putback or something. Brook Lopez is not part of that team anymore, and
All I'm hearing is just pathetic. They have Jeremy Lin.
no, not anymore. Hawks have him.
It's even worse. He's literally.
So I mean, that team definitely does the Nets, but like you said, he has cap space.
That's all he cares about.
So, I mean, the
Smart
Knicks,
move.
outside our terrible owner in James Donovan, is just a team with just overpaid players. I mean, we drafted Tim Hardaway, traded him to Atlanta, and now we signed him back for more than if we just could have kept him.
That'll be good though.
Joakim Noah hasn't played a game, in a pro game in so long. We're just paying him to play.
Wait. Before you talk about Joakim Noah, did you see the Instagram video of him shooting threes?
Come on, 6'5". Oh, let's get it. Hell no.
Go ahead.
I don't think Jimmy Butler wants to play with that. I can understand that, but do you think it's just to be like a coin flip, or do you think a team has an edge over each other? Do you think the Clippers have a better roster than the Nets?
He said his preferred place to land is the Clippers because he wants to live in LA, but he doesn't want to go to the Lakers now because LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he wants to go to LA. So Clippers is number 1, Nets are definitely 2, and then if the Knicks get Kyrie, then he'll definitely go to the Knicks. Once he realizes I'm not in my prime anymore, I'll go to the Knicks, I'll be with Kyrie, I just want to have fun at that point.
Okay. All right. Well, here's my take of it. As that he's declining, by average, players decline after so many years. It's usually your prime lasts 4 or 5 years, as long as it's before you turn 26. It's gonna last. So he's the second best two-way player in the league. Kawhi's the best.
Kawhi, okay.
Yep. But there's not many in the league. Clay maybe, but I know Clay's really good at defense.
He's the
but Jimmy Butler's better at defense than Clay is better than him at offense.
Klay Thompson's the second best defensive player on the Warriors after Draymond, which is an accomplishment because the Warriors literally don't do defense. You see Curry's defensive highlights; it's worse than James Harden.
But I think that he realizes that he's not going to be on a star-winning team. And I think it's like a chess thing. He knows Kawhi and his situation. His destination is LA. And we know he ain't going to the Lakers.
Who?
Kawhi.
Kawhi's gonna go to the Lakers, dude. You're crazy.
All right, here's the thing.
Next year they're gonna have their whole team that they wanted. Lonzo's getting traded.
It depends on how he plays out this season because his knee and ankle.
He's gonna get traded. I'm telling you, he's gonna get traded.
I don't know. Magic Johnson wants to keep him around until his rookie contract ends, which is another 3 years, I think, or 2 years. Anyways, so I think that Butler. I think the Nets are out of it. I think he's just saying that because it's New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he wants to be in a big city.
Yeah, he
LA
wants.
or
So
New York.
you got West Coast LA, East Coast New York. So I think that Clippers and Knicks are in the front running, and the reason is because Kyrie is rumored to go to the Knicks, and him and Kyrie were very close buddies on the Olympic team. You saw videos of them sitting next to each other and the plane that. So that's an iconic thing of them singing that song. So I think that they're close friends and they're playing chess. They're like, hey, Kyrie hasn't re-signed yet because maybe he can get more money with the Celtics, or he's realizing that they don't need him. They're good without him because Brad Stevens can make anyone a good player. Look at Isaiah Thomas after he left. God forbid his hip injury, but But the Clippers, it's LA. Kawhi wants to go to LA.
Yeah.
Kawhi wants a max. Butler has a max.
Good destination.
The Clippers have, I think, 83 or 63 mil, and they can offer 2 maxes. Now the problem with the Lakers is they have a lot of 1-year rentals, aka everyone they signed except LeBron.
Yeah.
So they can also offer a max, but Butler doesn't want to be a scapegoat because he doesn't want to be blamed like Kevin Love would be blamed in the finals.
Yeah.
Butler doesn't want to go through that because he knows that offensively he can drop buckets. Like, he's proven that he can drop buckets, but he's not like an only offensive guy. And LeBron, like, no offense, or not trying to like tear down Butler or LeBron, but like LeBron needs offensive players.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, we've
Can't
seen
do
him.
everything himself.
Yeah, he needs help all around, but offensively he can't take it to the hole 24/7. He can't shoot a three 24/7. Every possession, he's gonna get tired, and then defense just gets worse. And Butler, if him and Kawhi team up in LA, or yeah, him and Kawhi team up in LA, or him and Kyrie in New York, you know, you have Lou Will in LA. He can shoot threes. He can carry the load offensively. Same thing with Tobias Harris. And Jimmy Butler and Kawhi can focus on defense. Where in New York, you have Porzingis, who is turning into a not elite but a decent shot blocker. And then you have Frank Ntilikina with like 7'4" wingspan, and he's good at defense. And then Butler paired into that defense team is not going to be bad. And then you got Kyrie carrying the load on offense. So I think Butler's just playing chess right now, not checkers, to where he wants to play with a team, get to know that roster, and try to persuade people to that team. So I think the Clippers make more sense if like he wants to team up with Kawhi, but it's all about like he's closer, I think, to Kyrie.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna go to the Knicks. Not saying that I know I'm a Knicks fan and everything, but like I'm just saying that I think he's closer to Kawhi to Kyrie than he is to Kawhi. So I think the Knicks are slightly ahead, but the Clippers, I think, up to down has a better roster because they're more like more formed. They're more like they've been in the league long enough.
Yeah.
Where the Knicks have, second year Frank, Trey Burke, who was out of the league after his rookie contract. Kristaps was hurt. Courtney Lee has he wasn't a star. He's he's a decent starter. 3D type of guy. Worked really well with Melo, and like he would look good with LeBron and all that.
A 3-and-D player that just slept on is Mike Conley. That's all I have to say. All right.
All right.
Next topic.
So now we're gonna skip by what's in the now, because that's pretty much it for now until the season actually starts or like gets underway, or till like one of these guys gets traded. Oh, another one we could talk about is Russell Westbrook's knee surgery. That been in the news, I think, 2 weeks ago. And what's your opinion, and how do you think that's going to affect the Thunder's season as a whole?
I think no doubt it's gonna hurt them, like, because if you look at Russell's highlight reel, it's a lot of dunks, him driving, him getting heavy fouled, finishing on and ones. He definitely has a relentless finisher badge on Hall of Fame, but
yeah.
but if he has no knee, like, it's gonna be just like D Rose. I'm thinking, like, if you see what happened to Derrick Rose, he did everything Russell Westbrook did. He does the same thing. They're both doing the same thing. They both won MVP. It's gonna follow the same. I'm thinking it's gonna follow in the same steps, because a knee for basketball is probably one of the most important things you can have. If it's like your arm, if you mess up your elbow, your shooting's never gonna be the same. Same thing if your knee gets messed up, your dunks are never going to be the same. You'll never be able to jump as high, never be able to run as fast. You just won't be the same player. But I do think that this is going to open up the gates for Steven Adams to have a great season. I do think this is going to open up Robertson, whatever, dude, don't care. I think he's going to come back and he's going to have a good season, just because of the fact that Andre Roberson's gonna have a good season, just because of the fact that he's a comeback player. Comeback seasons are always on the better side, usually. Don't get me wrong, because there was
they start off good.
Yeah, there was some stories that are.
And it's like the long term goal. Yeah, I know exactly.
And then PG-13, you cannot discount PG-13. He is one of. How did I leave him off my top 10? PG-13 is one of the greats. I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I've never fanned off of him or anything like that, but I do think he is destined for greatness.
It's a great story after breaking his leg in the Olympics.
Exactly. He showed
in a scrimmage. So
he showed flashes of greatness last season. I know he was hidden behind Melo and Westbrook. Not really hidden behind Melo, but it was more of a negative side for Melo. But
here, hold that thought real quick.
Demonetized. Bro, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Hello?
You're good.
Alright. So, sorry about that.
Oh
Continue.
yeah, we just got demonetized though.
Why? Alright,
All right.
so
So
Russell Westbrook, you think PG is gonna have a better season, like a start off of a better season because
yeah, I'm thinking he's gonna because of the fact that Russell Westbrook, right? Yeah, Russell Westbrook. Definitely, he carries a lot of the workload for the Thunder, and it's his choice, it's his decision to do that. But definitely, it's gonna put PG-13 in more of like the spotlight now. He's definitely gonna have to be doing some more on the offensive side, probably bringing the ball up every once in a while, even.
Alright, so here's my thing with Russell Westbrook is I believe it's his fourth surgery on the knee. And he relies so much on his explosiveness that age will catch up to him. the way he plays will catch up to him eventually. A lot faster than it will show for like LeBron. And it's because LeBron never had surgery, never really had an injury other than like the cramp situation in the finals, and you get over that in a week.
Yeah.
But Westbrook, I don't think he's gonna be the same player starting off because I think trainers are gonna advise him not to take it as hard. Because the fact is that if you go at 100% right off that knee surgery, it's just asking for problems. So I think that he has become a better teammate now.
Yeah.
And actually rely on guys like you said. Steven Adams is probably gonna have another breakout year, averaging double-digit rebounds, double-digit points without a doubt. And then he might be because Andre Drummond, all he does is go to rebound. So Adams and him might be the top two rebounding leaders in the league.
Yeah.
And I'm not really surprised on that if that happens. If it doesn't, it's like okay, he probably gonna end up like 8th on that list, like he probably did last year. But I think the addition by subtraction is thrown out a word, is thrown at this team a lot because Carmelo left.
You said what?
Now Paul George can hit more shots.
How long did it take you to what?
And he definitely has proven that he can carry, aka the playoffs. Even though they bounced out first round, Paul George had a great, I think, first couple games, and then the Jazz, they kind of figured it out, and they just had more depth. Like they can go to their backups and confidence where Westbrook has to be on the floor. So now Paul George, he's gonna have a bigger role to play in, and he's not afraid of it. He's done it in Indiana.
Yeah.
But Russell Westbrook, I think it's gonna take him at least a third of the season to get back to normal, and then if he does, it's gonna be a question of how long it lasts.
All right. Yeah, that's definitely some great points right there. What's our next topic now?
Our next topic is top 10 current players heading into the 2018-2019 season.
Number one, James Harden.
That's your number one?
No. Number one, LeBron.
So, yep.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. We're gonna start from 10. Okay. So who's your number 10?
My 10 is Joel Embiid.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, dude.
He's the best center in the East. I would put DeMarcus there, but his injury is so reliable on him. Like, it's so reliable on a big man like that. Especially, he weighs more than Embiid, I believe. And he's just a bigger guy. So, that's a lot of weight on a weak Achilles. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the other one is also, gets a lot weaker. Or, when he gets back to health, he might be wearing a brace on both to support both, like Curry does, per se. Not for the Achilles, but, for the ankle for Curry. But, Embiid's the best center in the East. He's a lot younger than Al Horford. And I think he's a little bit younger than DeMarcus. So I think Embiid, he can stretch the floor. He can bring up the ball and quick. It's not like DeMarcus where he's dribble, walk to the 3-point line, shoot it. Embiid's actually can run fast breaks for say, but Ben Simmons will be doing majority of that this upcoming season. But I think Embiid's the 10th best player in the league.
My 10 is Kawhi. This is strictly off of last season. Him being a little crybaby. Being cleared to play in the playoffs and completely letting his team down. The Raptors I don't know. They're gonna be good with him. I think Kyle Lowry's definitely gonna have a personal vendetta against him. I'm thinking because he's gonna be like, why I don't want to play with you. I want my friend back, type of thing. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna put Kawhi at 10 because he's not gonna produce as much as he did 2 seasons ago, but he is gonna produce. So I'm gonna put him at 10.
Okay. A disclaimer: what my list is, I did not put Kawhi due to him not playing last year. So my list is strictly off of last season's performances, but like I told you before we started this, that Kawhi is easily the third best player or second best player when back to where he was. But the fact is that he didn't play, that's kind of like, it's not like he's still like a best player, but I'm going off of last year to this year. So, all right, what's your number 9?
My number 9. I'm gonna have to put my number 9. Definitely Kyrie. Kyrie's definitely number 9.
Okay. Mine is Westbrook because I'm taking into consideration his knee into the coming of this season.
Okay, yeah. I could definitely agree with that.
So like originally I would put him 7th or 6th because that's just who he is. You know, stats I don't really care for because the way he plays, he chases them. But the fact is that he has wins to back him up. He carried that Thunder team without Durant to the playoffs, and their second best player was Steven Adams, who can't shoot a 12-foot jumper, and Andre Roberson, who dares to shoot threes but just airballs them.
Yeah.
No offense to him, but that team was, I wouldn't say trash, but that team just needed like one more guy like Paul George. And I think now that he's got a knee surgery and looking on the way he plays, you know, I think he's 9th because last year he played really well with the circumstance of Carmelo Anthony being ball dominant and Paul George playing his role that he needed was a backup kind of to Russell. But I'll see how the season goes out. It might change 3 months in.
Yeah. So you're 8.
CP3.
All right.
Now the hamstring thing you can get over in 2 months. I've had a pulled hamstring before, and you know you get over it in a month or two. But the fact is that when you do get it, it just literally hurts every movement. And just watching him stand up and coach during the conference finals kind of bothered me, because if you're able to like stand up and coach, you should at least be on minute restriction.
Yeah.
But it does take a while to put the muscle like into one. I wouldn't say like it was like 3 places, but like to make it one strong muscle as his other leg was, does take some time. Takes a lot of heating, takes a lot of strength, leg presses. Doing all that in 2 days, I can see why he missed out and why they lost. But he's just 8th because the way he ended last season. And it's not his fault, but like the way that he just couldn't fight it out for a couple more games. And then worst comes to worst, you sit out for the finals, game 1 or game 2. Because the Rockets had a better team than the Cavs. They had more depth. So if the Rockets go to the finals, you can sit those first two games. And you have way more rest and traveling will help. Yeah. So he could have easily played in the finals, I think. But that was just my opinion.
Yeah. My 8's probably gonna have to be. So I agree with you on your 9.
Westbrook, yeah.
Which was Westbrook. My 8 is gonna be coming into this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely gonna have to be Victor Oladipo. That's a very
Okay.
unpopular opinion.
I would have him 11th, to be honest, or 11th or 12th. I would definitely I would have Paul George higher than him. But the fact I understand why you're saying that is because the way he came out of nowhere and kind of carried that Pacers team to the playoffs.
Wakanda forever. Black
Yeah. Like the way he styled that whole season, it was like the perfect FU season to
the Thunder.
To the Thunder and the Magic, who originally drafted him and put him at point guard, and that didn't work out, so they made him bounce. And then Thunder, I knew it was a 1-year rental. I didn't think he was gonna stay there, and like he was so undershadowed there. Like coming out of college, you know, I knew he was this athletic guy shooting threes, but the season he had last year definitely bounced him up. But I still think Paul George is a better player than him. But they're not on my top 10 just yet because I want to see what Paul George does without Westbrook.
I'm gonna let you know now. Paul George is in my top 10. He is above 8. He is above 8 though.
Okay.
All right. So into the
My
7.
My 7th is Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
All right, so I know he has knee problems. It's been rumored for a whole season that, like, I think at the end of the day, the Celtics told him go have your surgery so you can come back healthy for this season. And the fact is that they just don't really need him. But when he was on that team healthy, Terry Rozier wasn't anything.
Yeah.
And the fact is that, he probably helped out, Terry Rozier and all that. But I've seen videos of Kyrie, and he looks the exact same, if not, like, a little bit stronger. Because when you have a knee problem or an ankle problem, all you want to do is work out. Because you got to get better at something. So I would assume that he would be lifting weights.
I'm coming right now.
And just getting, like, a little bit stronger. Not like Westbrook built, but, like, kind of like,
Yeah.
you can actually see something. So I just think that he's just stronger, and the fact is that he can, like Gordon Hayward, sitting down in a chair and actually practicing your layups, because he does that anyway. So I feel like he's just a stronger player, like mentally and a little bit physically up top for this coming up season. And the fact is that he can carry the Celtics team, even though they have a good team enough without him. But it just adds to the fact is that he like kind of catapulted that team to the conference finals.
Yeah.
And they didn't win because Kyrie was on the field.
Alright. So my 7 is probably gonna be.
If I were you, I put Paul George here, and then the 6 through
That's how I was gonna
6
do.
through 1 are like 100% franchise players.
Yeah, mine was debatable between Giannis and PG, but PG's definitely not as good as Giannis, so I'm gonna have to put PG here.
But making this list, you got to understand that the role that they're playing.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't have Paul George on the top 10
He's not.
is because he's not even the
carrying a
best
team.
player on this
He's
team
not
yet.
carrying a team.
But
He will be this
Westbrook, yeah, he will be, because Westbrook isn't going to be 100%, like I said, till the third of the season. Unless if he's just like, the surgery was 100% successful, which is like never the case. Surgery's always going to have backflashes. Westbrook's going to feel pain in his knee once in a while or soreness.
Yeah.
So I think 7th is a good spot for Paul George, even though my list has Kyrie. But like you said, it's in between him and Giannis. But Giannis is that franchise player, and he's 23 years old, 24 years old.
Yeah.
And Paul George is, I think, 2 years or 3 years older.
27.
So you have to look at it for kind of like Giannis has been top 10, like without a doubt, for a while now. And Paul George has been there for Indiana. First year in Thunder was like, eh. And then now,
I feel why he wasn't there his first season was he knew, like, I don't know, I feel Westbrook pulled him aside and he was like, I'm trying to get another triple-double average season. And then Paul George was like, all right, like, I respect that. Like, I'll make sure I don't take too many shots, because like Russell had to have given him a pep talk, like, this is my team, like, you're not going to come in here like you did on Indiana, just pulling everything you want. Like, you have to know that this is a team game. Like, you can't be doing what you did on Indiana when you had no teammates.
I think that Paul George is a type of humble star. Like, he can talk trash, but the dude enjoys fishing, and just like fishing is a big thing. He's even got a Paul George shoes. He's got a colorway just with fishing.
He's got a cutscene in 2K about fishing.
Yeah,
dude.
about it. Like, he's just this chill guy that, like, if Westbrook even goes up to him in a non-threatening way and says, "This is my team," Paul George is that chill of a dude and being like, "Okay, that's fine." But now Westbrook's probably gonna go up to him and be like, "Yo, my knee is. I'm not gonna be able to do the same. So you have to do what you did in the playoffs." And then Paul George has no problem with that. He's done that before, like I said, with the Pacers. So I think that's a good spot for. I would agree with you, but I think that Paul George is not there yet on my list. But I can see why you would put him there.
Yeah, and we're also going to do a midway season list, and then we're going to do an end of the season closer to the playoffs list too.
Like conclusion, like who truly is.
Yeah.
So we might change opinions, but this is just beginning of the season, and most likely will stay unless one of these guys gets hurt or Westbrook just doesn't play, or like CP3 gets another injury, or Embiid just can't be healthy. So, all right, what's your 6th?
6 for me.
I think we both have the same guy.
No.
Oh no.
No. 6 for me is CP3. I think he's gonna come back and he's gonna be stronger than ever. He's gonna. Clint Capella's fresh off a re-sign. James Harden, he's been there. He's the franchise player.
He's
MVP. You already know
he's been there. He's got it.
And literally, CP3 has everything working for him. And it does anger me to see all the ESPN analysis and you coming at the Rockets saying they're not even going to be number 3 seed. What? How do you think we're going to go from competing with the Warriors, taking them to Game 7 just for our star point guard to sit out? You're gonna sit here and tell me that we're not even a 3 seed? That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Honestly, the most pathetic thing I've heard. We have James Harden alone who could take us to a 3 seed. Pathetic.
All right, my sixth. So 6 through 1 is franchise players, superstars. Probably will go down as one of the greatest. Like these top 6 could go down as the greatest players to ever play. Not in order, but number 6 is Giannis, and I've watched him from progression from draft night, literally to now. And the fact is that this guy has been working on his 3-point shot since he won the most improved. And the fact is that he's only like 24 years old, 22, 23, you know? And he's a superstar on that Bucks team, and that no one goes to Milwaukee and signs with Milwaukee. No one. It's either you get drafted and traded, or you get traded to, like Eric Bledsoe.
Still no one goes.
No one, like Giannis, I don't understand. Like, people don't understand that Giannis is literally on an own island. No one in free agency, like Kawhi Leonard next year, well, that's a bad example. Klay Thompson next year isn't even going to think about Milwaukee, because it's Milwaukee. And the fact is that Giannis is able to form it, like the Bucks are able to form a team around him. He's able to be a face of it, and he's not afraid of it.
He's all
you know?
5 positions on the team too.
He you know, the fact is that they experimented him at point guard. You know, now he you know, he knows the playbook in and out, and he was coached by Jason Kidd, a Hall of Fame point guard. And the fact is that, you know, last year they weren't as good as I would think. And then, you know, getting Bledsoe, and, you know, that didn't work out because you only have him for like a little bit more than half the season. And Middleton's coming off of USA camp, which is the first time he's ever been to. So he's coming off, this season probably will be his best season.
He's
young, you know, 6'8"
so
shooting guard. And he's also young. And, you know, our big man situation, they signed Brook Lopez.
I just want everyone to remember that Elliot is a Knicks fan. So when he says we for the Bucks, he's clearly front running for Giannis. He's on his peak a little bit.
Disclaimer, Giannis is my favorite player, but Knicks are my favorite team ever since it was like 08, I think. I've been watching basketball.
Also a diehard Melo fan, so he's somewhat a Rockets fan.
Melo was even my favorite player. Was Iman
Dude,
Shumpert.
I don't even want
discussion.
Melo on the Rockets. Let me tell you, I don't even want him, dude. Why did he come? We could have had someone else. Like, come on, we could have had Kawhi probably. Jesus.
All right. Before we get into our top 5, I'm gonna take a quick break, like a little bathroom break. Okay, so top 5. Go ahead, Jordan. Sorry, my bad.
Number 5 for me is Giannis. I'm not.
Oh, you're right higher than I do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything to describe why, except for one thing, and it's half-court Euro step.
Leans in, off the glass, no. Antetokounmpo with the rebound. Here comes Giannis racing. Look at that speed.
Okay,
For a while.
and now that we're back from that video clip, glad you enjoyed. Here we go, Elliot. Please go with your number 5.
So I put Giannis at 6. 5 is James Harden. Now, okay, hear me out. So I think the reason why he won MVP was because of the Lillard effect. And it's to a point where you get snubbed so many times, but the fact is that you're performing at the same level that you either A, run out of competition, or B, they actually were like, you know what, this guy's consistent, we're just going to give him MVP. Like, I think it's kind of pathetic that AD and LeBron did not show up to the award show, so we kind of knew that James Harden won. But you got to look at it like this. As James Harden now has won MVP, so there's 2 directions you can take, because he's not winning it again. Like, there's no doubt, because he's been snubbed for, what was it, 3 years? So you were snubbed 3 years, and then you won it, right? But now, oh my God, this guy. I always wanted to taste it, though. Anyways, so I just think that James Harden, 5 is a good spot to start. MVP, he's definitely not better than LeBron. I think LeBron, that was his best season, and I don't really like LeBron as a basketball player, like his opinion, like his options that he did in the past. But as a person off the court, like he's a great guy. But I think James Harden is number 5, and it's because, I think that James Harden, I wouldn't say he's just lazy, but like he just looks like an offensive player. But of course he worked on his defense, and you are a Rockets fan. James Harden is your favorite player, but I think you were a Rockets fan the year before he joined, and then James Harden became your favorite player when he joined. And
So I have another point of view right there. So anybody that says I'm a fake Rockets fan, I like them before they even, bro. I like them because they're colors, and then I fell in love with the game. I like them before they had James Harden, dude. Now that's it was
Omar Ashik days. Omar Ashik.
I like these people when they were going 41 and 41.
Yeah. Marcus Thornton, Kevin Martin.
When they tried Dwight Howard. When they tried Ty Lawson. When they tried Jeremy Lin.
I mean, Jeremy Lin and James Harden wasn't going to work out. Well, they signed Jeremy Lin before James Harden got traded there. All right, anyways. So, you want to say your number 4? Or...
Number 4, Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Do you want to...
Tell me why he should have shaved the brow off. That's all I got to say. Go ahead.
Number 4, Steph Curry. Because he was out a lot, and the Warriors team definitely affected him a lot more than James Harden sitting out. So I think Curry impacts his team more, and the fact is he's the greatest shooter, 3-point shooter in the league, not offensively, but I just think that he sits well at 4 or 3 for me. But I think the next 3, I'm a diehard of like young guys, like rookies who come in young, like first overall picks, and I kind of watch them progress. And I put AD at 3, and I'm kind of like, I watched him at Kentucky, beat UConn and all that, and then watching him go from a Hornets team, a New Orleans Hornets team, being the only Buck there, and then like him getting DeMarcus, and then him being better without DeMarcus, and then him now without DeMarcus, he's going to be, I think, a more impactful, more better, putting up more, I wouldn't say points, but putting up more stats than Curry. So I just think AD should be number 3 and Curry 4 for now. And then if Davis gets traded to like a Celtic team or like not a Lakers, but
I don't think Davis is moving. That's his team.
I know that's his team, but like it gets to a point in a person's career where you've proven that you can carry a team, and then now you just want to win. That's the quote-unquote ring chaser like DeMarcus. He's proven that he's good enough of a max contract. Didn't get one this offseason, and the Warriors were like, you want to win a ring? Just come to us. And he was like, bet, I'll be there. I'll definitely be there after All-Star break. So that's why AD's 3.
So you just gave your 4 and 3.
Yep.
Okay. So my 3 is gonna be James Harden. Now.
Yeah, I can see.
I'm gonna say I am a super fan of James Harden. Like, people could say I'm on his nuts, whatever, dude. Like, James Harden is an amazing athlete. He definitely increased on defense this year, and that's something that I can respect because that was his downfall throughout many years. Literally, nobody had anything to say about his game, but he can't play defense. This year, he proved them wrong. He was like 13th in steals, which isn't bad.
for a guy who...
For someone that doesn't do anything, people are going to say, oh, 13th in steals, blah, blah, who's around him? If you looked with his company, he's with some decent defensive players. He probably was above so many decent, like, good defensive players. He's definitely
above league average. Like, now, like, watching him play, he's definitely above league average defender at times. Sometimes, with a guy like James Harden, where offense is so important to his game, where he'll take defensive plays off. But it could be that, Chris Paul, Trevor Ariza, and Clint Capella, they're just better defensive players than him.
He's also,
so he doesn't
I feel like
to try.
I feel like he's one of those players where it's like an image thing. Like, he's the type of person that he has experience being broken off before. We've seen that in the video.
Oh, everyone gets, you know.
Exactly. Everybody has their moments, but he's
Curry got dropped by Brennan Jennings, and Brennan Jennings doesn't even play in the league anymore.
Exactly. But I'm saying James Harden is such an image player that he doesn't want to get his ankles broken anymore because he thinks he's above that. He knows he's above that. He doesn't want to get dunked on because he thinks and knows he's above that.
That's what Capella's there for say. If Capella doesn't block that, that's what Capella's there for.
Which he's
and that's what Trevor Ariza's for.
Get that out of here! Alright, so yeah, that's my 3. And it hurts to put him there because I would like to say he's number 1, but I really just can't.
I think both of our 2 and 1 are the same, which is KD and LeBron.
Yeah.
So LeBron at 1, KD at 2?
LeBron is 1, and to anybody that says KD is better than LeBron, literally, you should not watch basketball.
I don't think that's to that extent, you know. I can see why people think that KD is better than LeBron, but the fact is that KD is a better offensive player than LeBron. Because KD can get buckets. So can LeBron.
Dude, he doesn't miss.
But KD does. Yeah, KD does not miss. We've seen LeBron, you know, miss travel or double dribble, or you know, I think LeBron's a little bit passive aggressive, where KD is just straight up, I'm gonna make this 3-pointer whether you like it or not. Where LeBron can pass the ball, like he's a better passer, better playmaker than Durant, but Durant's just gonna run down the court and yak him.
I think LeBron is number 1 just because he is pretty much at this point in the NBA, he is father time. He is basketball. I know people are gonna say D Wade's father time. It doesn't matter. D Wade is not father time. He's not good.
The only reason why people would say that because he's older, but like Dwayne Wade's not playing at the same level as LeBron, and it's because of the way they play. LeBron plays like he doesn't play like a Russell Westbrook or a young Dwayne Wade dunking on everyone every single play because LeBron realizes
he plays at a veteran's pace, and that's perfectly fine because it gets the job done and then some.
Yeah, like there's times and there's games where you could take it harder than others, but the fact is that LeBron passes is because when it's down for the clutch, you know, everyone else around him is warm, and he knows that he can drive on anyone he wants in this league and dunk on anyone he wants in this league. You know, he'll get blocked like once or twice, like Nate Robinson in the playoffs, but that was like in his Heat days. Anyways,
Wade's lucky few blocks.
Yeah, so like that will happen where he'll miss it, but the fact is that you in today's game, like you rather have him have it on your team than Brandon Ingram or Kyle Kuzma or JaVale or KCP or Rondo, like because you know those guys can hit shots without a doubt. Those guys can hit shots, but LeBron is gonna hit those clutch shots because he's conservative throughout the whole game until the fourth quarter.
I think definitely one of LeBron's on his downfalls is that he likes to pass so much, and that's only a downfall because everybody knows what he can do, and that's also a downfall. Everyone knows what he can do. He knows what he can do, and it gets to the point where he's like, "Oh, everybody knows I can make this shot, but if I pass out to Kyle Korver, who nobody thinks like Kyle Korver, hit Kyle Korver, hit Kyle Korver. Everyone's saying, get it to LeBron, get it to LeBron. So LeBron's like, get the spotlight off of me. I'm already as big as I could be. I'm the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, they're already double teaming me, so.
Exactly. They already know that the team is on my back. So I'm going to pass it out to somebody else so they could be in the news. He's a very selfless player. That's something I can respect.
Oh, without a doubt.
That's why he's number 1 on my list. One of the main reasons is because of not only one, the way he plays, but 2, because of his personality as a father and his personality on the court, the way he carries himself. Totally.
He's such a great guy off the court. Like, without a doubt, he's going to be a great dad, and he's going to be a great actor, and he's a great basketball player.
And then KD lacks the personality. I think, I'm not saying just because of the fact that he chased the ring. That doesn't matter to me. I respect it. Do what you gotta do.
Like guys want to win and make money.
What I'm saying is he lacks personality is because this man is on Twitter, literally ghosting himself, saying KD's a great player. KD's better than LeBron, and he's like using a separate account. Like, what are you doing? Just be yourself. You could post on your own account if you want to and say, this person's you know what. You could say what you want to say. Like, I don't know. KD just lacks personality.
I know exactly what you're saying, but I don't know if like people who are watching it understand. But it's the fact is that KD shows lack of personality, lack of interest outside of basketball. Like he'll go to China, but that's for a Nike event, and that's involved basketball. So the fact is that LeBron
I think
is
it's
going to
just
open up school and everything.
it's just KD does what he can, does what he has to do, does what he needs to do. LeBron does what he needs to do, what he has to do, and then some. LeBron
Yes,
just
I-
is setting
extra
the standard
hard,
for the next
Got it.
people to come up.
For guys who are, just skipping ahead or whatever. Jordan thinks Jimmy Butler is going to LA or the Nets. And I think the Knicks have a slight advantage to get Jimmy Butler. Our top 10 players, our top 2 is LeBron and KD. And you can we can go back. You guys can scroll back and, see what we have to say for the reasonings and all that. And then, we talked about Paul George and Westbrook. And next episode, we'll go over the conference standings. We're not predicting playoffs yet, right?
No, we're gonna see
yeah.
how everything else plays out.
And for our first episode, I think we got our foot in the door. We talked about what we got to. And next episode, we'll make sure we'll have a what's in the now, and then we'll have other things to talk about. But yeah, that's it for me. Anything else, Jordan?
So I know people on YouTube like to have a time slot, like a set upload schedule. So since you and I both have no classes on Fridays, I also work on I work on Fridays usually. I'm sure you do too.
So you think Thursday night's a good idea?
So yeah, Thursday night's definitely a good night to film, and then Saturday nights for the uploads. Everybody just get ready. Like the upload will be on Saturday no matter what. Most likely every week. If not, if there's like lacking news, we probably won't do much. We'll probably
just be on a camera and then just like talk about like
a quick 5-minute sit down or something like that. Any if we're interested, if someone gets hurt, we could talk about that. Just quick things if the news is kind of lacking. But otherwise, just expect a normally scheduled podcast every week on a Saturday, whether it be morning, evening, or night. I haven't decided yet. It depends on how long it takes to edit.
Okay.
But yeah.
Shouldn't be too. You know what you're doing.
Yes, Saturday.
All right. I hope everyone enjoyed. Comment down below your top 10, and maybe we'll talk about it as an opener for next episode.
If anybody wants to be on this with us, I don't care if we know you or not. If you're just a random person that just happened to
just loves
stumble,
NBA, wants to talk about NBA stuff,
leave your Skype down below. We could call you. We could arrange things, and then we could have a dispute, whatever you want to do. We could talk about the league. We could argue about the league. Whatever you feel like you guys want to do. You could drop us a line on either here in the comments, or you could leave DM us on Instagram, Twitter, anything like that.
All right.
Yeah, definitely subscribe, like.
Yeah,
This
gotta
is
do that.
This is my channel, but I'm probably gonna be putting it more into just the NBA, NBT, because I'm not really. I don't know. I'm lacking content lately, so NBA, NBT. We came across this. We were like, this is a great idea, so we'll just do that.
We both had a discussion about top 10, and we realized that we're just two guys. We're like just ordinary two guys you see in the streets that just love to talk about basketball, and we just want to be heard, and we want to, end up at the end of the day, end up having a community where anyone can just call us and we can just talk about basketball. We don't even have to be recording. We can just get our open thoughts on a piece of paper and talk about it for an hour. And I think that's the end of I think that's our goal at the end of the day, is to just talk about the sport that we love.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Just like he said, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, refresh the video, rewatch it. It's long, but rewatch it, and then leave a like, because by the second time you will enjoy it. Yeah, definitely comment down below with your opinions, thoughts, anything like that. Ellie, do you have anything else to say? Otherwise, we will be leaving now.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
And yeah, that's it.
Thank you guys. Catch you guys in the next one. This has been NBA NBT. This is Jordan. This is Elliot. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I'm always with her, sun don't shine, tears don't show one. Hurt me now, cause heart's been broke up. Hate hate myself, but it won't show. I constantly lose all my remorse and it's